Welcome, everybody, to Fashion Victuals Radio right here on ripradionetwork.com.
This is your principal speaking. This is a back-to-school issue, and you are late? Come on now.
I am
Tardiness is not acceptable.
Completely late. I think I've said several times on this show how bad the traffic in the DMV area is. And if you live in the DMV areas, you absolutely feel my pain. I'm just saying, you absolutely feel my pain. Oh my God. So yes, it is a back to school issue today. And if you are in the DMV area and you're in the Greenbelt area, please come by the studio. I feel an echo. I hear an echo.
You always hear an echo.
You hear an echo?
Where?
I hear an echo.
In your headset?
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, if you are in this area, please tune in. We're going to give you an address. We have free school supplies for the kids today.
It's all about the kids.
It definitely is about the kids. Between now and 8:30 tonight, we will be giving away school supplies, and the first 10 kids who are here will receive a free backpack along with their school supplies. So, again, if you are in the DMV area, call in 301-232-5700. We'll give you the address to come pick up some free school supplies for your kids. Happy Hump Wednesday, everybody. I know. It's one of those days. It's been a long Wednesday. Mm-hmm. A long Wednesday. So I'm a little overwhelmed right now, and it's hot as four hills in the studio. What is the deal?
It's the AC, of course. So I think the
AC, fact that it's non-existent, I don't understand.
It existed. It probably died. I don't know. It did exist. So I mean,
I'm gonna start bringing a little fan in the studio. That's what I'm
there
going
was a fan in here, probably a couple weeks ago, but someone took it. But I don't know.
It was probably their fan.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. Brian, let's run down what we have today on the show.
Okay. Pretty much we have our Fashion Victual news, of course.
Of course.
So we do have a special report live from Sweden. And of course we're going to talk about the highs and lies of transgenders this past week.
Okay.
And another interesting news element, respect where I live.
Respect where I live.
Yeah, so
that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, that'll be fun. And then later on, we'll have, of course, talk about the schools and.
Absolutely.
Because there was a very interesting. I don't know if you were able to read it, but there were some very interesting facts about schools. A lot of problems. A lot of teachers are having, mind you,
the fact that they're underpaid.
Besides that, but teachers and students alike, they're going through the highs and lows of trying to, from supplies to even fashion sense. So we're trying to.
Yeah, I feel strongly about the education system in certain areas, especially in this area. Like I feel like PG County is the richest Black county in America, but yet they don't put the money in the education system here. I
have you say that, and then I live in Montgomery County, Maryland, and that's been like one of the top tier.
Oh, they ain't as top as they used to be, but they still top.
But no, that school system, I swear to God, there's some shady shit. I don't care.
PG County?
No, Montgomery County.
Oh,
because they take away like about 60% of the county's budget going into that system.
Well, and I'm a product of my environment because I went to Montgomery County Public Schools.
Okay, understandable, but I personally feel that there's some really crappy stuff going on because some of the things that when I went to school, and I was there for good up till my middle school years.
Oh, you wasn't there long enough.
I was long enough. But the whole point is I feel like there's something wrong now because a lot of the things that they're doing now, I don't think they should be doing.
Yeah, the system has changed tremendously. Now, granted, I'm a product of Montgomery County Public Schools. I went to Montgomery County Public Schools from the time. There he is.
Hey, y'all.
I went to Montgomery County Public Schools from the time I was in elementary to the time I was in high school. So I know how it is, and I know what type of
bullshit.
Yeah, that too. But PG County is way worse.
Of course. Well,
It's way worse.
they got corrupted people.
Exactly.
And the thing about it, we pay so much taxes in PG County. It's higher than DC and Virginia.
I know. It's
So
a
the
damn
schools are horrible. And that's what it is.
I would never. Not you. I don't have kids, but I would never put my child in PG County public schools.
Yeah.
And I mean, no shade to people who was in PG County public schools, but I see the difference with the school systems across PG County, Montgomery County, Howard County, and Arundel County. You know what I'm saying? And there's a huge difference, especially with the testing system. But you know what? It is what it is. How you doing, AD?
You know what? I'm doing good. Man, that traffic on 495, I'm telling you, I'm like, I might as well come straight from work. But I'm gearing up. I got some great news. I got to share.
Would you like to share?
Yes. So this weekend, I was invited by one of my good friends to accompany her in Raleigh, North Carolina for their first ever dinner in Blanc. You know that
I do.
You come in all white.
I know. I've been trying to get somebody to go with me.
It's invite only.
I know.
And
I got accepted. And I said, hey, ask my sister. Shout out to Miss Kia, but you shaded me on this one. So last year.
You didn't ask me.
I know. And I should have. The thing is, I finally got accepted to Diner and Blanc. Okay.
There you go. Thank you for correcting me. Say it again.
Diner and Blanc.
There you go.
So there is one for Noir as well.
Okay.
And I didn't sign up because I was like, well, who am I going to go with?
Oh,
but
really?
you know what?
Y'all
now,
see how she do me?
No.
Y'all see how she do me, right?
Keep this in mind. It's not just you. She also has a producer. But then again, I don't eat. So all right,
Brian,
fine.
you see how
let
she
me
do
tell
it?
you how this goes. Okay. Here's the thing. I don't know if everybody is aware of Diner and Blanc, but what you do is you pay a fee, and I think it's like $100 a ticket. Okay. Not only is it $100 a ticket, but you got to wear all white. You got to bring your own table. You got to bring your own chairs. You got to bring your own food. You got to bring your own wine.
Silverware, real plates,
everything,
real glasses.
Everything. And it's a secret location. They give you the location closer to the day of the event.
Yes.
But
and it originated in Paris.
It did.
Yes. Because
it's all over. It's all over in major states. Now, Diner and Blanc is a little different from Diner and Noir. Noir is pretty much, I think, African Americans run that one. Mm-hmm. Now they're not as broad as Diner and Blanc because they don't hit every all the cities, but it works the same way except you're wearing all black.
But you know what?
And it's at night.
Actually, the people who won the bid, they're black. They're one of them is a friend of mine. I know her for Raleigh, North Carolina this weekend.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So you going to the one in North Carolina?
Yes, in Raleigh. Yeah, it's their first one ever. It's sold out.
Really?
Yes.
Of course it is.
Over
Take pictures and let me.
It's a beautiful event. It's beautiful to see everyone wear all white, and then your tablecloth has to be white.
Everything
white. Has to be white.
Yes.
Again, my sister, shout out to Miss Kia, was like, I'm not paying $100 if I got to bring my own food and wine to an event. And I get it, but at the same time, it's the experience. Like, I'm all about having the experience.
At least do it once. But I ain't going to lie.
Exactly.
I would like to experience it here, but I would also like to experience it in Paris where it originated.
Oh, my God. Now you're talking my language. Okay.
I'm booking some things. I'm making moves. I'm going to Jamaica at the end of the month.
You always on the go.
And I think, pending this new job, praying, I will be booking Madrid for Christmas and New Year's. Madrid, Spain, that is.
Excuse me.
I got to get my travel.
For those who don't know where Madrid is, it's in Spain.
Oh, yes. Yes.
That would be
I
awesome.
thought it was Mandarin, but yeah. Okay.
Man, yes, it's gonna be so much fun. I did last year. I did L.A. and Vegas with some friends. I did Christmas and New Year's in L.A. and Vegas, so it was really nice.
That's
so Madrid will be, really, but it's pending this job.
Contingent upon.
Yes, this new job. So.
I wish I could say the same thing. But
yeah, we'll see.
I'm not going to talk about my job because shout out, there's a couple people listening for my job.
Okay.
How y'all doing? No, that's they're my friends. They're my friends.
Okay.
So they know what I go through at work. They know what I go through.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, that is awesome.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
That is awesome.
Definitely, I get this job. I'm gonna be a travel man.
I know.
More of a I'm already a travel man, but
I know. Your homeboy travels a lot too, or works in different locations. LJ.
Oh yes, he is. Yeah, he does. He's in Prague right now. It's beautiful
what I'm
there.
saying?
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yes. Matter of fact, I told him. I said if I go to Madrid, he's gonna meet me there. So
For real?
Yeah.
Aww.
So we'll see.
We were supposed to, when he was in Germany, I wanted to go see him in Germany.
No, he was in.
Was it Germany?
No, he was in the Middle East. He was.
Before the Middle, it was either before or after the Middle
Close
East.
to Dubai. I forgot where it was, but he was close to Dubai for work for 2 years, and now he's in Prague for 2 years.
LJ,
So, yeah.
if you listening, I need to know what you do, cause I need a job like that. You know what I'm saying? And somewhere where I can just pack up my little duffel bag and hit the bricks.
I know that's right.
You know what I'm saying?
I know that's right.
I love my family too much.
You know, sometimes family can hold you back.
Oh, true.
Woo!
Hey, K Wood.
Damn.
Oh, God,
On that note.
she gonna kill me.
She gonna kill you.
Okay, let's go. Next subject. Come on,
Okay,
Brian. Keep it
well,
rolling.
we have here, of course, it is time for...
Hey. Fashion Victual News.
That's right. All right, Fast Fiction News. First off, we have a special report or special bulletin. As you all know, early this morning in Sweden, A$AP Rocky trial was concluded with the rapper being convicted guilty of charges of assault to a local man in the middle of an altercation that this gentleman caused when he and his friend verbally harassed Rocky and his crew while walking down the street on June 30th.
Okay.
A$AP was detained for several weeks after the incident, which led the Orange president to try to help him get released, but to no avail. Rocky was eventually released and left Sweden after the conclusion of the 3-day trial, where again he was found guilty, but his sentence was very kind. Rocky will not serve any more time in jail. He will only have to pay over $1,300 in restitution. Well, in U.S. dollars, of course, in restitution to the victim.
Okay, that's not bad.
So it's not bad, but he's got to pay the guy he beat up.
$1,300 is nothing for him. He'll be all right.
It's nothing, but the fact that he made certain comments in the past about Black Lives Matter make me feel some type of way. So,
Well,
Nope.
on that note,
Next story.
next story.
All right, model Carissa Pinkston last month
gorgeous.
came out on her Instagram that she was a transgender woman. At first, things were kind of okay. Then last month, a few Facebook
She's beautiful.
past comments from her under the name Risa Danielle came up stating this. She was stated as a transgender woman, and stating this: being transgender does not make you a woman, it makes you simply transgender. She did the Trump excuse method by rephrasing her statement the next day, but that was just the tip of the iceberg of all her problems. Before Pinkston's Facebook comments were deleted, some of her fellow model friends fired back and made claims that Pinkston instant trans wasn't real. Alice Wilson stated this: I've seen baby pictures of Clarissa. I've seen her fully naked. I've been around this woman long enough to fully know her. We have many trans friends. This conversation would have been definitely been brought up. And so pretty much to this point, this is what happened to Miss Pinkston. She has lost her job. Her agency, when they found out, her agency pretty much fired her. She gotten gigs from that agency, major gigs, Marc Jacobs and the Savage Fenty line.
What?
So pretty much this
she looked like a Savage Fenty girl.
Yeah, so actually she was featured in when Savage Fenty, that New York Fashion Week premiere. So she was part of one of the
so she was
models.
in the show.
Yeah, she was in the show. So sadly, this could be the end of a possibly successful career.
That's so sad.
So no comments.
So,
about it.
correction. Can you give us a little education? So, is she a woman?
She is an actual woman.
And she said she was a transgender.
She was a transgender woman because of, for some odd reason, people were kind of wondering. It's like, okay, the way she looked, it looked like, if we go back, so the way she looks, you know,
like a woman.
Yeah, she used to look like a normal woman. Right. So, but then for some odd reason, somehow, I don't know, she tried to defend herself because of the comments she made back early this year.
Okay.
So she said, well, she tried to cover herself up and stating the fact that, well, I'm transgender. Gotcha. So really she just lied to cover her own ass.
Okay. Yeah, she did. Yeah. Okay.
So anyway, speaking of which, now that was sort of like a weird low note for the transgenders. And now here's a high note. As we all know, there have been some highs and lows at Victoria's Secret, and these stories are just
drama.
Yeah, the drama. Just to add on, but here's the nice little high. So Victoria's Secret hired 22-year-old Brazilian transgender model Valentina Sampiro for their pink brand. So pretty much this is a big major move for Victoria's Secret because they've been trying to do this for the last couple of years. The reason being they've been holding off trying to hire a transgender is because of this gentleman, Ed Rasnick, who is their chief marketing officer.
He's always a man.
And he pretty much has been known for keeping Victoria's Secret the way it is, so to speak.
The Victoria's Secret is the fact that a man owns the company.
True.
So, I get it, but I don't think I think that they should change with the times.
Well, they have. Here's the reason why. Because Mr. Rasnick has retired from the company. So this pretty much has kind of open up for Victoria's Secret to do
That's awesome.
Some major things now.
That's good.
But as I've stated before, Victoria's Secret has been suffering a lot of things lately. They have closed about 50 plus stores. Sales have dropped with all their products. And pretty much some of their fashion show is now in doubt because some of their top tier models have been deciding to not to participate. So a lot of ups and downs for Victoria's Secret lately.
Just sounds like they need to make some upper management changes. That's what it sounds like.
Marketing too.
Yeah,
absolutely marketing.
Add a little flavor up in there, some black.
Yeah, Victoria's Secret is very traditional. You go in there, you see the same shit. They came out with the pink line. A lot of women like the pink line because it's more comfortable. And, you don't feel like you look like a toothpick when you wear the pink line. You can be whatever size you want to be wearing the pink line. Howsoever, that wasn't enough to boost the ratings or the amount of money that people spend in Victoria's Secret. You got so many other things now. Hate to say this, but Fashion Nova been taking over. That's it. And they also Savage Fenty, yes, because her prices are dope. Oh, my God. I love Savage Fenty prices. And this other company in London who has a huge following that a lot of women wear is called Pretty Little Things. And they also have a lot of women wearing their stuff, too. So when you go to Victoria's Secret, you seeing, buying a bra for like $60. It's like, I could buy the same bra for $40 or $30.
Right.
And the underwire won't come out. Because I bought several bras from Victoria's Secret. And when I wash them, eventually the underwire comes out. So
I wouldn't know nothing about that.
I know.
Underwire. I got you.
I thought this was a family show, but I guess that's out the window. All right.
Oh, damn, it is back to school day. My bad.
Yeah, we
say, Mommy, can we go now?
Nah. This the back to school special. We got to remember that.
Hold up, though. Moms know how that underwire is. That thing, seriously, just a shade, no shade, PG-13 right here. But when y'all come home from a 8 to 12-hour day at work.
Yeah.
And you take off your bra, you feel free as shit. That's what it is.
Understandable.
Okay, I guess that's how men feel when we take off our underwear.
Yeah, free balling.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, this is definitely some back to school stuff. Okay. Last news story. Versace lost a great Chinese Versace lost a great Chinese ambassador
Lord.
When actress and singer Yang Mi quit on the company when a T-shirt had the cities and countries that Versace is located. For example, if you see London with UK, Los Angeles with US. But Mi believes in the one China policy. And when she saw that Beijing and Shanghai were linked to China on the T-shirt and Hong Kong and Macau were not, a statement on behalf was stated this. China's territorial integrity and sovereignty are sacred and inviolable at all times. As a company of the People's Republic and Yang Mi as a citizen of the People's Republic of China were deeply offended. It is the duty of all Chinese citizens to uphold the One China principle and admittedly safeguard national unification. So pretty much Donatella did make a public apology, but
yeah, she ain't gonna let that slide.
But keep this in mind, as we all have been watching the news lately, Hong Kong has been protesting heavily against the Beijing government. So a lot of weird back and forth there.
You know what? I've seen that the Chinese lady in several movies, but I could never tell you her name.
Well, let me see her picture again.
Let me scroll.
I've seen her in several. She plays in several movies. But I could never tell you her name.
That's the chick from
You know, hey, peace, deuce to her.
the Chris Tucker movie with Jackie Chan.
She plays in a lot of Netflix. I watch a lot of like Netflix, like Chinese fight movies.
Oh, okay.
She played in some series.
Was that the one when they was killing each other?
Well, that's
That could be a
most
whole
of
bunch
it.
No, it was the one that's like kind of like Hunger Games.
See, let it go. Don't worry about it.
Y'all know what movie I'm talking about. Don't act like I'm crazy.
I don't know what until you say a title, then we
Right,
can say
exactly.
yes or no.
Right.
When we go on
Exactly,
break, I'm
Brian.
gonna look it up. But that was like the Hunger Games times 12. Like,
Is it time?
Oh
for a
wait,
break?
you're talking if wait, that's not that's not Chinese. I know
What
what
is
you're
it?
talking about, but it's not Chinese.
well, I had to read subtitles through the whole movie, but I liked it.
Yeah, it was a good movie, but it's not what you're thinking it is.
Okay.
So, but that's Fashion Victuals news.
Thank you, Brian. We're going to go on a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to get into the main topics today right here on Fashion Victuals Radio. Yes,
Are we back?
we back.
Oh, we back. We back in the building. Welcome back to Fashion Victuals Radio.
Of course. Eddie, I really need you to do something for me. I need you to take like pictures of every location that you go to when you go out of town.
Okay, I'm gonna start doing
Because I feel
that.
like when you went to Africa, you took like amazing pictures when you were out there.
Listen, let me tell you. It was Africa. Like I was in the motherland. I'm seeing like
So
I'm on the on the little thing. I'm seeing lions. I'm like, oh shoot, a lion, elephants and shit. I was like, oh my god, let me take a picture, But some other places I go, I'm so busy just relaxing, enjoying
Yeah,
myself.
I know.
I'm not the type to be like, oh picture
Yeah.
time, oh picture time.
I'm not the same way either.
Yeah,
but
see,
I think
so I'd be more about just enjoying and living in the moment. But Africa, I was like, yo.
you had to take pictures there. They were so beautiful.
Man, it
I
was
felt like
Africa.
I was going through the Lion King, watching his pictures.
Let me tell you this, people. Like, it's fun to travel to the United States, but like to travel outside of the country to go to a
Yeah.
place like Africa, it's absolutely amazing.
It's amazing.
It is amazing.
Oh my
And
God.
then to be reassigned now, like at work, Africa is my region, so I can travel throughout Africa. I'm like, oh, but I may be leaving, so I'm like, oh, So no more traveling to Africa on a government dime if I leave.
Well, if you can again beforehand.
Yeah,
But
we'll see.
but hopefully you get the other position. Prayerfully.
Yeah.
Definitely,
we'll see.
prayerfully. Everybody, if you all tuned in, if you all saw the quick break, tomorrow at on August 15th at 8 p.m. premieres the Pillow Talk Lounge, which is myself and 3 other ladies, Miss Kia, V, and J. Lou. We are all going to be sitting around in our little slumber party PJs, and we got a whole lot of topics to talk about. And we premiere tomorrow again on August 15th at 8 p.m. on YouTube. And if you have not subscribed, go to YouTube right now and subscribe to the Pillow Talk Lounge. And don't forget to subscribe to Fashion Victuals Radio either.
Yeah, so what y'all talk about on Pillow Talk? What it's about? It's how many females is it for y'all?
It's 4 of us.
Oh, that sounds dangerous.
It can be.
And let me say, there are 4 beautiful females at that. Just
Thank
inside
you.
out. I've met all of y'all, hung out with y'all.
Of course.
I
Speaking
love
of
y'all.
hanging out, before we get into our main topics, AD,
Yes.
thank you so much for my birthday.
Oh,
Because we
welcome.
wasn't on last week.
Yes, we got to talk. Yes, you know what? I said, T, you ain't doing enough for your birthday. Let's go. Come out. I get your ticket. Come out to the park. If you've never had brunch at the park,
oh my God.
It's a whole vibe.
Yes.
Like, I love it.
Awesome.
I love it. Just seeing the black culture, the way people are dressed, and everybody just having a good, positive time, good music, good food.
It was so good.
The food is amazing.
Yes, it was packed.
It was packed.
It was like one of the ones where it was a packed day, but it was still good.
It was really nice.
Yeah.
I love it. And honestly, I
appreciate
love spending the time with you. I'm glad you got to enjoy you enjoyed your birthday.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
So that's what it's all about. As long as you enjoyed yourself,
I got fat. That's what I got. I got fat. I love that food.
P-H-A-T.
That too.
Yeah, that's what you got. Because you ain't F-A-T.
Yeah, my 400-pound fat girl be coming out sometime. But I will say this: their food is amazing.
It is amazing.
Like their brunch food is amazing. You can't go wrong with their food, especially their jerk wings. Whew. Okay.
Yeah, we got T. We gotta do something together. Hey,
I know.
T and AD, we gotta get out there.
I know.
So we can come back, talk about it on Fashion Victuals Radio.
We will. We gotta actually talk about that one in September 28th, but we'll talk about that off the air. Okay, let's jump into our main topics for the evening.
All right, main topics for the evening.
Brian.
You know what? Pretty much it's about schools and how school systems are and things of that nature.
Oh, we talked about that. They jacked up.
But let's split it this way. I want to
shade to the school teachers out there because I think that y'all are way underpaid for what y'all go through in these school systems. Especially now, you got to be a security guard. You may have to tote sometimes because the way that these schools are today and people coming up in these schools and shooting up shit. It's sad. I really think that the teachers need to be paid more.
Well, think about this. Now, if you're a parent with a child, think of how much money you'd be spending on your kid. So, if your child is in elementary school, your likelihood to pay at least maybe a little over $1,000, like $1,000
a month.
This is a year.
You said for private school?
No, not private school. Elementary.
Public
school.
Elementary.
Yeah.
So, that's school supplies and clothes.
I'm sorry. In PG County, I pay enough taxes. And I know, I'm telling you, with the casino, I'm telling you, taxes is ridiculous.
Damn, man.
And I'm telling you right now, not
I'm
only
glad
should the
you
education be better, but security in these schools should be better. I'm serious because it's a sick world we live in when you have people coming in shooting babies.
Agreed.
It's a sick world we live in. Like, seriously.
Go ahead.
No. Well, I kind of feel you, but actually, besides finances, let's get on to some of the problems, the difficulties kids got to deal with. So first, one we have is, of course, the school supplies, as you just mentioned.
Right.
So that's number one. Now, lately, it's about sleep because a lot of schools are starting earlier, roughly 6 o'clock in the morning, pretty much. And so kids have to get up really, really early. And then you got to think that when daylight savings ends, it's still dark.
Brian, let's talk about it. In the world we live in now. So you talk about sleep. These kids playing video games. That's why they ass. I can say ass, right?
Of course you can say ass.
That's in the Bible. So look, these kids are playing video games to 2 or 3, 4 in the morning.
Yep.
Or you know what? And they up late because parents be working and stuff.
Yep.
They need to go to bed.
But I'm gonna be real with you. I used to have to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go to school, 6 o'clock, 6:30, because I had to be at my bus stop by 7:15,
right.
And the bell rung at 7:25. So my thing is, tough shit, take your ass to bed.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, these guys, they got to get off the video game.
And that's another thing. These kids are super sensitive today. Super sensitive.
Well, speaking of sensitivity, here's another one. Bullying has gone higher.
Sensitive.
Let's see. Now here's another thing. Their eating habits. So that's
gotten bad.
But if in certain schools, or in my school, they kind of replaced some of the vending machines and put in more healthier
good.
products.
No, that's good. Yeah.
So that's been decent. As everyone knows, the extracurricular activities have kind of dwindled. So based off of financial things.
But do you think it's financial things or not enough kids be signing up to do these extracurricular activities?
I think it's a little both.
I agree with you, Brian. I think it's a lot of the world we live in. As I said today, the world we live in today, the kids are on their phones. They lazy. They want to go home and watch TV, play video.
Yes.
That's the world we live in now, you know? And so, like, I try to encourage my sisters and my family members, like, hey, put your kid into something. I don't care if it's gymnastics, baseball, something. Put them into something.
Yeah.
You know, instead of sitting them in front of TV, you know, what we do is, how many times you go out and you see people, the baby start crying, the parents just give them a phone, or they give them a tablet now.
Yeah. That's crazy, isn't it?
Yes.
You know what's crazy? What's really crazy? My nephew is 4 years old, okay? And he's not a phone person. Like, he'll watch little YouTube things or whatever have you, but he likes Power Rangers. He loves Power Rangers. His favorite Marvel character is the Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. And Spider-Man. But at the end of the day, he likes to be outside.
Right.
He likes
That's
to go
good.
outside and play because he's into sports. Like,
But see, that's the
basketball,
parents.
football,
That's his mom and his dad.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and
see?
now he's into karate. He loves karate class. So it's like, you know, encourage them at a young age. So when they do get to be these preteens or teenagers and be stuck in the house, they're not going to want to be stuck in the house because they so used to being outdoors.
And you know what? You know what we were just talking about in the office last week? You see so many like kids who are overweight with stomachs and stuff, and I'm like, goodness. And I'm like, you know, I'm like, these kids are too young to be walking around like
They
that.
sitting on their asses.
Playing video games, watching TV. That's what you know. You hear all these grown folks. All they talk about is, oh, what show is coming out? What show is coming out? It's a setup, man.
Well, it ain't no different than some of these adults out here watching ratchet TV.
That's what I said.
Shade, no
These
shade.
adults, all the adults talk about is TV shows.
Yes. I'm not a ratchet TV person.
Yeah, me either. You know, I stopped watching all those reality shows.
I did
Housewives,
too.
I'm like, I'm like, man, I'm not watching that, man.
Rotting your brain.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I love them now, but shout out to them, but I stopped watching.
Well,
I did
to
too.
continue on, as you kind of mentioned, the fact of like the start of education has kind of started late for early education. So pretty much, again, like we said before about the extracurricular activities, you know, the like pre-K and things like that has financial reduction as well. So that's been a problem. Some of the classroom tech has been stuck in the 20th century.
Yep.
So things haven't been improved. Like I said, the way I see it is like as if school system gets a high budget and they get a lot of money, and you see dated stuff, dated decor, dated everything.
But here's the thing to me, again, Montgomery County Public Schools, they put their money into building the schools, like rebuilding
the school.
And honestly, they started back with Montgomery Blair.
Right.
And then I think they built Blake High School after that.
Right.
Because it wasn't existing at all. They built a new high school.
Right.
Then they remodeled all the high schools one by one in the area. Now, granted, it's still a couple of them that still need to be remodeled, but I feel like it's slowly progressing. And I never had a problem with the curriculum in Montgomery County Public Schools because they kind of stuck to certain things, especially learning a second language as one of the general studies that you had to go through. But you don't get that with these other schools.
Yeah.
At least when I was in high school and middle school, I had to know another language. Like I had to learn Spanish or French. You know what I'm saying? And then
that's good. Though.
Right. And then we had to know Black history. That's another thing that's been an issue in some of these schools today, that they don't learn Black history. So
they only learn it in 1 month, and they only have 28 days to figure that out.
Well, I mean, I learned it all year round, depending on what the process was during social studies that we were going through.
True.
And then Shakespeare. Like, they don't know what Shakespeare is. They don't.
Yeah, that's
really.
Honestly, to be honest with you, I think they need to toss that shit out.
What?
I really, because even when I was in high school, I could not understand the fact of what's the point of Shakespeare for. I really didn't.
English. That's what it is.
Then have English class. I understand English. I don't need English literature. You know what I'm saying?
I liked Shakespeare.
I mean, unless you want to talk about storytelling and things like that, I can understand that. But English lit to me is like, you know, I'll never forget the fact is like I'm trying to read Hamlet and I'm like, what the hell does this got to do with me in the future?
But haven't you noticed that a lot of the Shakespeare stories have to do with stuff that that's going on in the world today?
No.
Like Othello?
No.
Okay, black and white issues. Okay, big deal.
But
Romeo and Juliet?
You don't have to read Othello or nothing like that to learn about that.
No,
You
it's
just
not
read the
that.
history.
But I'm just saying, like, some of the things that Shakespeare talked about in his stories have a lot to do with things that are going on in real
Then
life.
here's what we did. Then this is where I feel like we need to modernize our literature in a sense, because I'm, for a person, again, if I'm back in high school, I'm sitting here again. Your main objective is to keep the student engaged, and you're telling me I have to learn about what was he, 15th century writer? I mean, come on.
I agree with you. Why not learn about the new writers?
Yes.
Like I agree with you.
Yeah, I have to go. I
agree
have
with
to
Brian.
search for it to learn about Toni Morrison. I have to
That's
search
true.
for it about
I
Langston
agree.
Hughes.
Okay.
I have to search for it about
But
some of the
see-
other people
No,
I want to learn about.
you have to wait till Black History
Black
Month to
History
learn
Month.
about
I
Langston
have to
Hughes.
wait till I get to college. I have to wait till
Okay.
that point.
But
I agree with Brian.
We were taught about certain black authors in high school.
During Black History Month.
Not just Black History Month. I'm serious.
In Arkansas, I didn't
Especially
learn
like
about
Maya
them until
Angelou.
You know what? When the most time they talked about her during Black History Month.
Yeah.
Let's be.
I didn't. I'm sorry. I guess I don't know. I learned it throughout my school
But
history.
Brian, I'm
through
with
social
you.
studies.
I'm with you. I don't want to learn about Othello. Why?
What's the point?
What about Shakespeare?
I
don't
guess
care about
like
that.
English
I mean,
lit.
if you like English lit,
I
okay,
did.
you
I
check the
love
box. You know what?
Shakespeare.
You check the box and say I like English lit and let them
it's
teach
like
you about all
create a
that.
new. If you had
Exactly.
the other thing is like, let's put it this way. Another thing is about field trips. That has been reduced many times.
It has been reduced. I agree.
There you have the ability to go out, see something new, and then that will encourage you to say, hey, I want to learn more about this.
Yes.
So that's where I feel is like I'm being, instead of here, stay in the room and being forced to read this all the time. I want to, help expand that person's horizons on learning something more outside the classroom. Another thing that's been difficult has been locker rooms. And I got a little story with my little sister, and she telling me that I don't know if it's true or not, but literally she telling me that she does not have a locker anymore in her high school, and it's a big high school.
They don't have lockers?
No, she does not have one.
Oh, it's too many people.
I believe so because they're saying because lockers have been it's pretty much based off of how many classes the child has and the timing.
Is she a senior?
She'll be she's a junior. She'll be a junior this year. So pretty much it's like she's carrying her books pretty much throughout the
That's
entire
crazy.
day.
That is crazy.
And especially if you have living in a big high school if you're in a big high school,
Right.
And if your locker is like clear across the other hallway and your class is another spot of the school,
But
you'll be running late.
That's the school. I blame it on the school because I remember when
absolutely.
I was in junior and high school, all our lockers were placed where we had most of our classes. Like you had most of the 11th grade classes in a certain area, most of the 12th grade classes in a certain area.
Ours was kind of scattered through high school. Like they kind of scattered us in different places in high school. But in high school, we also had 2 lockers. If you had a gym class, you had a locker.
Okay.
And then you had your regular locker for all your books and stuff.
Yeah.
And then when you wasn't taking gym that year, of course, you didn't have a locker. But it's sad to see that, that as big as high school it is and as much money as these states make for these schools,
Right.
that they're not putting it back into the schools.
Right. So.
That's crazy.
So now, like I said, going back to costs, like I said, an elementary student if a year is like over $1,000. Middle schoolers, you be paying over $1,200.
Mm-hmm.
High schoolers, you pay definitely almost $1,700 a year.
$1,700 a year.
Yeah, they're on your child.
I don't think that's bad too. Especially if it's going to an investment in their education.
I mean, but what
Materials.
if you went to public schools?
Still, it's still an investment somehow, some
What you
way,
paying
right?
for? School clothes.
So, but what does that? What does that
supplies?
include? Does that include school supplies or?
Majority of it deals with not just only school supplies, but also clothing, like
Yeah.
Okay.
jackets, clothes, shoes.
But that's the thing. That's the thing. Those are necessities that the kids need.
I ain't had no electronics
Coats.
when I was in high school.
No, he said clothing,
He said electronics too.
but clothing as well. Clothing as well.
But now they want iPads.
Okay, in the world we live in, you need to work on an
Unfortunately.
iPad. You need to learn how to type.
Unfortunately.
Some of the stuff, they need to teach these kids how to write checks.
Now,
See, and I learned
finances.
that. I learned that
They
in
don't even
ninth
teach.
grade.
You know, they don't even teach finances
No,
anymore.
they
You know, they
don't.
don't teach that.
They don't even do that no
well,
more.
then you add on this. Technology within schools have grown. So
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So elementary, let's say the supplies is like over $110. The technology like computers and things like that is almost $800. And the extracurricular activities, surprisingly enough, is only $150. So like football or whatever, basketball, things
Now,
like
see what
that.
I'm saying?
But you know, because you know what?
That's elementary school. Now let's get to high school. High school is this: supplies. You'll be paying about over $300.
I can see that.
The tech stuff about the same as elementary, about
Okay.
$750.
Okay.
Extracurricular activities $350.
Mm-hmm.
And then the college prep materials is a little over $250.
I don't see nothing wrong with that. I'm sorry.
High
I
school,
just
no.
don't.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. But you know what they didn't put in there? Prom.
That's
Senior pictures, prom, senior
But
rings. What? That
I didn't get a senior ring
I did.
because I was just like, no, like.
I got a senior ring. But I went to prom too, but I didn't go on a date. I didn't take a date.
But some
The
people
prom.
go to several proms.
Exactly. Like today, prom is it's a fashion show.
So T, I know we went and bought like some materials, right?
Yes. And no kids showed up.
So I want to say this though. Inbox us if
Yes.
you need a backpack.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And school supplies.
We got about 10 backpacks and plenty of supplies.
I got
so
plenty crayons,
Please inbox
pencils,
us.
pens, notebook paper, notebooks. I got it all in my car right now.
Yeah, seriously. If you want to save a couple of
just couldn't
dollars,
get by
please
it, though.
inbox us.
Absolutely.
And we'll definitely have
info
a.
at fashionvictuals.com.
Thank you, Brian.
Yes.
And DM me, especially like if you all are on Instagram land right now, DM Fashion Victuals and let us know that your kids need supplies as well. We got you. We got
We
you.
got you. Hey, I want to say a prayer for those kids across the country that's going to school this year. I just pray
Hell,
for their
they went-
safety.
You know that Virginia went to school, back to school, what, Monday?
Yeah, my niece and nephew went back to school today, back in Arkansas. So, you know, I just pray for their safety and their
Absolutely.
protection because it's dangerous out there, you
Hell,
know.
you got to pray for our own, too.
Yeah, you do.
Can't even go in Walmart no more.
Yeah, you can't even go to church. It's everywhere.
Ain't
Like,
go nowhere.
Hold up, true story. I went to Walmart last Friday to get some supplies for my
Right.
place, and my sister had called me after I left there, and she was like, "Well, where you at?" And I said, "I just left Walmart with our grandmother," and she goes, "Why the hell did you go to Walmart? You know what's going on right now?" I'm like,
she extra, though. She's so
"You
extra.
right, you right, Kia, you right. I shouldn't have been in Walmart getting stuff. You
Really?
right."
Tell her to sit down. She extra.
But it's true. Like, you can't go nowhere now. You can't go to church. You can't go to
You
Walmart.
know she gonna let me have it after
Oh,
saying
she
it,
gonna
right?
cuss you out. She's gonna cuss you out. She definitely
me
gonna
have
cuss
it.
you out. But it's true. Like, as people now, it's just like you gotta be safe everywhere you go.
do. You do.
Everywhere.
You do.
It's like you never know who got a chip on their shoulder, who has a mental issue, who's going through something, because they ready to blow up the place.
You just never know.
I know, Lord Jesus. So I do pray for the kids as well. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
And the adults
so-
taking your kids to school too.
So parents, make sure you take care of your kids. Make sure they ready for school. Make sure they get plenty of sleep and they eat right.
Yes,
All right.
absolutely.
I wish all the kids out there a happy school year this year. Get your education
yes.
on. All the seniors, congratulations. You know, if you don't go to college, go out and learn some kind of trade.
Absolutely. It ain't nothing wrong with learning a trade. I would say go into the IT field because it's a lot of money in the IT field. A lot of money. All right, everybody, tune in next Wednesday to Fashion Victuals Radio. And everybody tune in to the Pillow Talk Lounge tomorrow at 8 p.m. on YouTube. Peace.
Peace out.
I can't talk.